could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
At The Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact The Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter.
21 will be Jake Randall, and fullback at 15 is Westshore Kozakowski.
Gareth Wazick, our normal commentator, who's down in Sydney hobnobbing with the National Rugby Championship. Had the pleasure of company of Paul Dan with me today, a former Manly, Hamilton Hawk, New South Wales country, and just about New South Wales under-19s, if I go way back. Fly half and halfback. Welcome, Paulie.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Looking forward to it, yeah.
A couple of the competition heavyweights here today. We have Hamilton, the minor premiers, already have that in the bag. Unassailable lead at the top of the table, and Waratah, who has secured third place. How do you think that will have an impact on the way both these teams approach this, knowing that whatever they do today won't change where they finish on the ladder?
Yeah. Well, seemingly you'd think that it'll probably have a bit of an impact, but I know looking at our boys, we're really, really keen to finish the season strong. You know, we're playing at home. We've got a big day here that's on for we've got a Ladies' Day, which is going in conjunction with Breast Cancer Foundation, and I know that Waratah, having a chat to a few of their boys, they're not using this week as a rest week. They're using this week as a propel week into the finals. So
we certainly couldn't ask for better weather, could we? It's the tail end of winter, but they've put on almost a summer's day today. Blue skies, a nice little prevailing breeze from the south, perfect conditions for rugby, a nice flat, hard track out there. Hopefully some entertaining and open stuff we'll see this afternoon.
I think you're spot on, Jimmy. I think that's exactly what we're going to see, and you couldn't get two better attacking teams, basically.
Now, while Gareth Wazick is down in Sydney, as we mentioned, covering the NRC game for the Bar TV, he also, during the week, got back to grassroots and did a couple of interviews for us. Initially, it was with Rob Smith, the Hamilton Hawks inside centre, English guy. We'll go to that replay now.
With me right now, Hamilton Hawks inside centre, Rob Smith. Rob, how are you today?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Gareth.
Very good. Congratulations on the minor premiership. What does it mean to you?
Oh, it's been good. I did play last year and we didn't quite get that behind a decent Wanderers team, so I thought I'd stick around and hopefully we can improve on last year, which we did. And it's good for the boys. We've worked really hard all season, so yeah, pretty proud of that.
It's your second year in the club, as you just mentioned. How good is it to be in this minor premiership team, and do you think you can go all the way?
Oh, it's an awesome team. The balance between from 1 to 15 plus 1 to 30 in the squad's just it's working really well. Through training's been tough, hard graft, but the boys have stuck at it. And yeah, as I said before, the balance is good. You know, the tight five do the tight work, the back row are annoying, and the backs we're trying to do a bit of flair. So we hopefully finish it off with the front five. So.
Well, there's not so much flair from your end. You're a hard-running centre. Where do you get your game from? You're from Essex originally.
Oh, from Essex, but I've learnt it all from Bubba Coleman. Yeah, he's told me the hard lines. No, I've tried, to around my game a little bit. I always used to pass the ball. Now I think if I can see a gap, I'll go for it. So it's trying to vary it up every now and then. But I like a bit of contact, here and there, which is an English way, I think.
Well, you're playing against the most physical side in the competition this weekend, the Waratahs. What do you expect from that? And coming into the semi-finals, do you think it could hurt your chances?
Waratah, when we played them last, they just seem to run it from everywhere. They seem to attack. They've got backs that can absolutely fly with Carl Manu in the centre and the Riley at full-back. But, I think we've done well against every team. We've understood our patterns. We've stuck to our own game. I think that's what we're going to do in the next 3-4 games. And when we make the grand final, stick to what we know. What we do is good, and hopefully from there we'll win the grand final. That's the plan.
Yeah, very good. This is Rob Smith for Bar TV. You can catch Rob on Facebook. All his students seem to post pictures on the internet of him. Thanks, Rob.
Cheers, Gareth.
That was Gareth Wazick with Hamilton inside centre Rob Smith. Gareth also ducked over to Waratah training where he caught up with their captain, who's one of a host of players not playing today, but still had some words to say, Carl Manu.
With me right now, Waratah's captain, Carl Manu. Carl, you're out this weekend, but you've consolidated third place on the premiership. How do you think you're going to go coming into semi-finals?
We've planned this probably from the last 2 weeks. That we wanted to sit third, and so we wanted to have a good win against Maitland and then obviously Merewether. So we're happy where we're at.
They tell me the rest this weekend is just to rest those guns of yours, mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Probably in the gym too much and then running around. But yeah, no, I need a bit of a rest. So it's good. It's good that we're sitting third, so some of the boys can, with minor injuries, can have a little sit back and.
So it should be a good, hard game against Hamilton this weekend. Both teams featuring in the semi-finals. How do you think it's going to go down? Both sides resting a few players too.
Yeah. I think they'll be the same. I think they'll have a few testing a few guys that they'll probably want to either bring into the bench or something, give them a good run coming into next week. So we're the same. We've got a few guys that we want to try out. So that if we go down for some injuries next week, then we can bring them in. So yeah, same deal, I think.
Yeah, very good. And getting into the back end of the year, how do you think you guys will fare and finish in the semis?
I hope we win. We've come really good against Maitland and Merewether with some 2 good wins. But you know, there's a reason why Wanderers and Hamilton are at the top. You know, they're the teams to beat.
Very good, Carl. Thanks for joining us, and have a good weekend.
Awesome, mate. See you there. Thanks, mate.
That was Waratah captain Carlman. As I mentioned, one of a host of players not playing for Waratah. It's virtually a who's who aren't playing for Waratah today. Apart from Carl Manu, there's Dylan Hines, who has a shoulder injury, but Charles Van Niekerk, Alan Moralikas, Dane Sherritt have all been rested carrying niggle. So that's made a massive change to their outfit for today's fixture. We'll just quickly run through the Waratahs teams. As I said, it's all about a new look first 15. At loose head prop is Noah Tafeo. The tight head prop is John Tafeo. At hooker, Nathan Hipwell. The 2 locks, Todd McDean and John O'Reynolds. The blindside breakaway, Brendan Jackson. On the open side, Frank Roberts. And the number 8 is Ronnie Lee. The halfback is Joel Ford. 5'8", Ryan Hurry. Left winger, Chase Hicks. On the right wing, Reece McEwen. The 2 centres are Adrian Curry and Alex Robson. And the fullback is Tim Riley. Now to you, Paulie, for the Hamilton side.
Yeah, I'll go through the Hamilton side here this afternoon. In the front row, we've got Peter Backarich, Chris Pussy at hooker, and Fave Sealer at number 3. In the second row, we've got Seva Rockabaro and Chris Nagy. So big second row pair of forwards there. 6, 7, 8 are Marty Lisua, plenty of experience there. Dean Woods and Gareth Tills. Ivan Walkling is predictably at number 9 with Jason Keelan at 10. 11 is Sorelli Bainavalu, and at 12 and 13 we've got tongue twister, Rob Smith, and then Tana Lautai at 13. Jake Randall is going to start on the wing in number 21, and finally you got Lafiso Vazigote at 15, who's got wheels to burn, so keep an eye out for him.
You're very close to the Hamilton camp, Paul. What can you tell us about what Bubba Coleman, their coach, be wanting from this match in particular?
Just effort and pride. I think we really pride ourselves in going into games here and making sure that we express ourselves and make it hard for teams to really dictate at terms on our own ground. So I'd say that he's just looking for the boys to express themselves. We've got plenty of people here today that we want to show how good we are, and I think you'll see that this afternoon. I think you'll get to see an absolutely cracking match of footy.
We mentioned the Waratah absentees, but there's also some key men out for Hamilton with Eric Vasakika-Kauku, Steve Lamont and Joe Ackersdyke all injured or away. So that takes a big dent, particularly out of the forward pack.
No, you're absolutely right. With Steve Lamont overseas practicing his dance moves, he's just getting himself ready for grand final, the final series. And the other 2, I suppose, Bubba's taking the opportunity just to take that easy approach, which obviously Matt Chidgey's done with his boys as well, knowing that there's no sort of change come the result after this game. But there's going to be guys out here this afternoon playing for positions and playing for spots in finals footy, and that can never be underestimated. So we're going to see a cracker.
Particularly given that Hamilton guaranteed the week off next week. No doubt some of these guys that are getting opportunity now will be looking to stick their hands up, because you never know what can happen in the finals. 1 minute, an injury, bang, all of a sudden you're thrown into the cauldron.
Yeah, you've been around for as longer than I have, Jimmy, and obviously I reckon there's a big correlation between whoever's got their best team on the park at the end of the year, no matter what their results are throughout the year, tend to win the comp. And I think that's probably what both coaches are thinking with leaving a few key guys out today.
Yeah, I guess there's 2 sides, isn't it? There's the upside and there's the downside. You look at rhythm coming into the finals and momentum, particularly the Waratah side. They've been fairly unsettled all year, so this is going to be a very tough day for them, I think. Just looking at on the surface of things, looking at the teams on paper, but they have got some key men there. Tim Riley for one. Adrian Curry will probably get his hands on the ball a bit more, but up front I think is where they're going to really have to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. And without Alan there in the front row, Alan Mariliakis, he's a real rock for them. So that might be somewhere where we get some ascendancy, or Hamilton gets some ascendancy this afternoon. But I'm really excited just to see Chase Hicks and Tim Riley combine. You know, that's wheels there, and you can't sort of coach that as a coach. And if you can combine that with some sort of forward dominance, which Waratah seem to always be able to get, you know, they'll cause some hassles for Hamilton, no doubt.
Teams just making their way onto the field now. You see Hamilton is striking the yellow and blue traditional hoops, also with would you call it a splash of pink, I guess? But obviously supporting Breast Cancer Foundation today. Fantastic innovation and promotion by them. I think those jumpers will be auctioned back at the back at the hotel at the end of the game. So good work by them in supporting the people that look after people in the Hunter.
That's exactly right, Jimmy. Yeah, they will be auctioned straight after the match back at the Sunnyside, and it's going to be a good night there. We've got entertainment on all night, starting early from 6 o'clock, and you know, all are welcome. Let's get that rugby community together and support a good cause in breast cancer in our region.
Teams just shaking hands here. We'll have the Waratahs in the predominantly all red with the pink socks. Again, supporting breast cancer. They'll be running from right to left on your screen. I think just with a little tailwind behind them in the first half. And Hamilton obviously on the left, running towards town. Referee today is Jared Logan. Team's just getting set here. Adrian Curry, no doubt, will kick off for Waratah.
He's been known to bring a bit of snow down on his kickoffs, Jimmy. So,
and that's certainly one area I know Scott Coleman hasn't been particularly happy with, is the restarts. It's so important in the modern game to get that nice firm catch and an early exit to get out of your own territory. As we see Curry just bouncing the ball. Jared Logan gives the signal to the Hamilton Hawks captain, blows play on. As we mentioned, Curry goes high and long, it hangs up. Ivan Walkley under it, looks for Marty Lasua. He takes the ball up, first hit, good tackle there, met by John O'Reynolds. Coming in, cleaning out, good urgency to start with Walkley. Nice little teaser from the back of the ruck, puts it nice and deep down to Joel Ford. Tim Riley, this is where they can really hurt you, the Waratahs. He's superb on the counter, but still, tit for tat, he goes high. Testing out, Jason Keelan is at the back, handles it easily. It's a game of chess here at the moment, mate. A cagey sort of opening to this, not what I expected from either team.
No, I'm waiting for one team to sort of just go, rightio, here, let's take the bull by the horns. But you're right, it's chess at the moment. Let's see what happens here. A chance to counter.
Marty Lasua, don't see him putting boot to ball. He goes to Vasagotti. He shapes up, gets on his outside, looking for Bainavalu. Gets to him, good tackle there. Goes to ground. Coming in numbers there, Hamilton.
Big hit on Tills. Might be a turnover. No, they've secured well, actually.
Walkley just getting up offside there as Vasila comes in. Turnover there. Opportunity here for the Tars to get their hands on the ball early. They've got some men stretched to the left, but they tuck it under their arm and go right to start with. Ball at the back now for Ford. Finds Hurry, cut out to Adrian Curry. Tim Riley involved early. Steps back on the inside. Met with a good tackle there from the Hawks. Ball just a bit scratchy there. Hurry takes one out off the ruck. Little offload. Good start here from the Tars. Big John O'Reynolds. Well, he's captaining the side today. He's club captain as well. Takes it forward. Cut out pass there. Brendan Jackson. A little half gap. Ooh, nearly on there for the Tars.
There, Jimmy, didn't they?
Still, they get the ball back here, just building some pressure. Frank Roberts, a bit flat-footed. He steps off the inside, met by Marla Sewer, gets the ball back, strong place. Forward again, John O'Reynolds just edging away here, building some pressure, the Tars. Forward again, has to bury for that one. No runner to his left, he goes to his right. Big Johnny Tafao, look at him go. He beats 1, 2. Marty Lusua's there to wrap him up. Just a bit slow, that ball coming back.
Tell you what, they'll all be blowing at the end of this phase of play. It's been 2 minutes of helter-skelter.
Yeah, and it's warm conditions out there as well, which you think will have an impact as this half wears on. But at the moment, it's all Waratah there.
Good. They're building nicely, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Ball comes out there, and really this is their rock now. If they get this set, they can probably fling straight around and fold and see how they go here.
Curry steps back on his inside off the left. Just starting to draw in some defenders here, looking for runners forward. It's big Tafao, Noah Tafao this time. He takes 2 or 3 with him. Just needs some quick recession here, a little pick and drive from the back. Fall on the short side. Here goes Brendan Jackson, try. Well, that's a turn up. No one expected that. We're all looking towards the Hamilton Hawks would be the ones that come out of the gun firing. But that great work up, great build up, great pressure. First try and deservedly so.
Yeah, I think that you've got to put that down to pressure and patience. You know, if you chip away enough at any sort of wall of defence, it's going to end up reaping rewards. And they were really organised, really patient, and the Hawks just really weren't getting around the corner and folding in defence. So well done, Waratah to start with. Yeah.
Have a look at it here. We get Joel. It was Noah Tafua that started here, but he takes 2 or 3 with him. They finally get him to ground. It's a quick I thought he might have been the wrong opportunity to pick and drive, but he took the odds to it. And then there's just one simple pass. They didn't aim up. He got on the outside and over in the corner. Great start for the Tars.
Really
That's the
was.
William Hill replay, of course.
It really was that quick recycle off that off the pick and go that made that then. Yeah, it was a good bit of footy from him.
Matt, he'd have to be delighted with the start, wouldn't he? I'm sure Scott Coleman he'd be sending a message out there, let's lift the intensity, because it has been quite a flat start for the Hawks. You normally see their line speed in particular is where they set the platform and really set the tone early on.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I'd say Bubba will be sending that exact message out there. It's you can't let teams just get phase on phase like that on you, particularly teams like Waratah with their attacking set, and that is going to just sneak over.
The little out swing comes back. Great start, 7-0. Waratah here after 4 minutes of play.
Waratah 7, Hamilton 0.
And Hamilton will need to lift here. They'll need to put some energy into this kick chase and try and get the ball back and see what they've got when they can build some pressure and apply some pressure on the Waratah defence.
Jason Keeling, what did you do? Will he go short here? Get some hang time, get his forwards through, try and put a bit of pressure on the ball receiver?
Yeah, I think he will. I think early on he'll go short and then we'll go putting them into jail later on and see whether they can get themselves out.
Yeah, good take there from Frank Roberts. Had a wall of Hamilton Hawks defenders coming at him, and he took it coolly. Back to Adrian Curry, looking for some distance there, chewing off quite a bit of ground, but doesn't find touch with that one. Chance to counter-attack here for Vasagotti. He straightens it up, gets outside his own. Oh, great palm. He's got a man outside him. This is dangerous. Randall, oh, big, don't argue. Got the forearm up high on, I think it was Chase Hicks. Ivan Walkley at the back. Keeley, double cutout. Numbers to the left. Lauto with the ball in hand now. He gets outside his man. Big Rocker Barrow again, Bainavelli now. Just opening them up here on the left-hand side. Oh, Walkley just got there in the nick of time. Here comes Gareth Tills. Hits it up. Met by Johnny Tafeo. Got a roll away there. And he does. Walkley looking for some runners. Keelan. Ball in behind to Lautai. To Smith. Little goose step. Vasagotti beats one. Offload to Lasua.
Always in support, Marty, isn't he? Always supporting.
47, they tell me he is. Only a month or two ago. It's incredible. I would only imagine how many games he's played. It would have to be 300, you would think.
Just amazing.
Hamilton starting to build it in the left. They got him stretched here. Oh, just good tackle that had to be made there on Tills. Still, they go left again. Keelan just straightens it up. Lautai beats one, gets outside his man, looking for some support. Finally goes to ground. Ball builds out the back.
Patience needed from the Hawks here. They need to do exactly what Waratah did at the other end.
Keelan looking for his options. Smith this time gets the big fend out again. Oh, he's straight through. Poor defence. Rob Smith, that's a don't argue. And straight through he goes. Certainly poor one-on-one effort there.
Rob Smith.
And just
Score now.
class from
Waratah 7,
the Hamilton number 12.
Yeah, it wasn't much on, was it? I mean,
No.
he just put that big left arm out. It was all strength. He got a big palm on. I think it was Ryan Hurry who came up. And from there, it was just open space, a 10-metre surge to the try line. Easy as you please.
It'd be interesting to see if it was a mismatch, Jimmy, and see if he's...
We'll have a look here on the William Hill replay. See, not too much on here. Keelan's the ball in behind. Still, they sliding, getting across. But, yeah, it's just a straight-up missed tackle, one-on-one. Just got outside his man. Used that big, strong left arm of his right in the middle of his chest. And away he went. The instant reply.
It sort of just shows you on a day like today with the conditions the way they are, if you are patient, apply pressure, you're going to be able to swing that ball wide with space later on, aren't you? And points will come. And here's Keelan going for the conversion now. Shouldn't have any dramas knocking this one over, and he doesn't.
Conversion successful.
Well, interesting start. I guess this typifies not much at stake in this game, and both teams are testing their arm early, and defence certainly hasn't been the priority as yet. Some poor reads and some poor one-on-one misses to date. The Waratahs, for all the positive they got out of that start, now they're back on their heels again.
Yeah, it's so important to be resilient after you score points, particularly in the big games like this, and particularly going into the finals. So Waratah, Matt Chidgey will be disappointed with that there. Resilience is needed.
Just lacking a bit of intensity from on the start of it. It doesn't have that real edge to it we would expect from first versus third.
It's waiting for someone to make it spiteful,
Yeah, pull off a shot or race up out of the line as Adrian Curry puts that high and long. Gareth Tills under it, takes it nicely, charges forward, met with a good tackle there. I think it was John O'Reynolds. Ball at the back, Keelan. Instead, Ivan Walkley box kick nice and high. A bit of communication trouble here, but Joel Ford comes up with it. Hospital pass there to Chase Hicks. Marty Lasua had him wrapped up from the moment he got the ball. Pouring some numbers in here to Tars. A bit disorganised. Hamilton. Yeah, counter-rucking.
Should shift it to the left here. Should shift.
They certainly called it. They go to Lautai. Numbers outside, as you mentioned. Smith with his hands on the ball. A good pass there. So Basagotti beats the first man, Bainavalo. He's got some wings. He puts it on the toe. Chasing through on the inside. Needs a lucky bounce, but no, Riley gets there just in time. Cleans up for the Tars. Needs some support. They're pouring through here looking for another counter-ruck, the Hawks, but...
well done, Tim Riley. Very good job.
Curry uses that trusty left foot of his again. Fails to find touch.
They'll shift again here, the Hawks, I reckon. No.
Walkling, like all halfbacks, in the right spot at the right time. Passes it on the inside. Just looking for a bit of continuity here, the Hawks. Just diving through the ruck. This time it's Bakarich. Charges through, head down.
A bit disorganised. They'll need to start working a bit of communication. You hear the
Keelan finds me Rockabaro. He seems to have come to his own the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, he really has. He started to really start to understand the way that the Hawks want him to play and really starting to contribute.
Just a little sloppy ball carry there and a turnover. Tim Riley roosts it back downfield again. Fails to find touch. Another chance for Basagotti to counter-attack. He finds Bainavalo on the left. He comes back on the inside, met with a good low tackle.
The Hawks might launch again from here. They seem a bit skinny in the defence here.
Rockabaro just trudging it forward. Big mountain of a man, isn't he? Look at him for that leg drive, still going. All 6'4" and 120 kilo of him. Walkling at the back. Gareth Tilse a bit flat-footed, but he finds a man on his outside. Just a bit pressure pass. That went a little bit high. Hit Smith on the shoulder. Chance for the Tars here. Chase Hicks. He's away. He beats one on the outside. He's got some pace. He's got Bakarich in pursuit, but they won't catch him. Chase Hicks is away. The young teenager capitalises on a mistake there. Away he goes in the left corner. Another try on the counter-attack for Waratah. Poor little piece of play there. Probably tests their arm a little bit too much to the Hawks, and you can't give Chase Hicks an inch to move in because he just takes a mile and away he went.
Yeah, clean pair of heels on Chase Hicks, and as I said before the game, it's going to be interesting seeing how he'd go out here this afternoon. These are conditions for him, so really good work from him. And as we go to the replay now.
Tilse just sort of takes it. Poor pass, really. It wasn't on. It looked like he was going to take the line. Smith obviously thought he'd hit him in the shoulder, and then Chase Hicks just picks it up. Once he got outside Jake Randall, he's in some open space. Bakarich tried his heart out, but the prop forward was never going to win that race, and Chase Hicks slides over in the corner. One arm put down, easy as you come. The Tars back in front.
I bet you Chase Hicks was thinking he'd have it a bit easier with a prop forward chasing after him, but Backo does have a surprising set of wheels on him as well, so he kept him wide.
Certainly pops up for the odd try too, doesn't he? He loves scoring a meat pie.
Yeah. But that's meant the conversion's wide, so it'll keep things interesting here. Although he got the first one from this position, so he should hit this one similarly, I'd say.
Yeah, they're blessed in that department. Waratah's obviously their normal goal kicker, Dane Sherritt, the South African-born number 10, 20-year-old who had a bit of time with the Cheetahs in their under-20s. He was the leading point scorer with, I think it's 321 points, more than nearly double the next best, which is Jason Keelan. So he's had a wow of a season. But Adrian Curry just pulled that one to the left. 12 minutes gone, 12-7 to the Tars, and more than a point a minute at the moment.
Yeah, this is exciting. We said we were going to be in for a cracker, and I think that's what it's going to be. I think both teams have sort of said maybe tackling's optional this afternoon. And as a result, we're going to see lots of points, and that's good. And Jared Logan's doing a really good job just allowing it to flow and, allowing attacking teams to play attacking footy. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I like a referee that does let the game flow, and he's certainly one of those. He lets you compete at the breakdown, but not once. Once the contest is over, well, then hands off and away we go. We see here another high kick-off in Waratah. Good charge there, good restart. They got numbers here on the left, but Ford saw it was a couple of front rowers, so he decides to put boot to ball down into the left quarter line, rolls into touch. Good work there from Joel Ford. He's one of the local juniors, Joel Ford, and he doesn't get the raps that he probably deserves. He's been at the club from the day dot that I can remember, and he's a good, steady halfback. He's not going to win you a game necessarily, but he won't lose you one either.
No, that was clever, and then that takes like a lot of confidence to set eyes up under pressure, look to one of your weapons, and that's obviously his left boot. So yeah, that was clever. Hawks
win that line. They go long, Pussy to Tilse, and then back to Jason Keelan for a clearing kick. That's another good roost. He finds it. He's touched 10 metres in, but they're played on quickly here. Tim Riley's got Hicks outside him, and a couple other players in support. He puts the ball up nice and high, pouring through Riley. Spilt ball there too by Basagotti. Chance here for the Tars. Someone needs to pick it up. Frank Roberts does. He's met by Basagotti trying to clean up his mistake. Forward at the back, he's got Johnny Tafeo on his outside. He trucks it up, beats one tackle, goes to ground now. Nice clean out by the Tars. Looks like it's his. This time it's Curry. Dummies on the inside, goes to the outside and into touch. Probably not the best option there by Curry. He had a forward runner on his inside. They're playing on quickly here, the Hawks. Randall finds Ivan Walkley. They're going to the left. Smith to Lautai. Comes up against Robson. He beats him with the first palm. Comes back on the inside. Little turnover here. Looks like Waratah. Yes, good cover defence. And another turnover. But no, he's found a knock on there. Jared Logan. Obviously, when the Hawks player went to ground, loose carry and ball spelt.
Lautai just spilled it as he went to deck, yeah.
It's our first scrum. Normally, this would be a fantastic contest. You look at the Waratah scrum when they're at full tilt, it would be Alan Moralkis, who's played for Belgium, for international. You have Charles Van Niekerk, who played a lot of time at the Hawks, but has been, we see the William Hill replay here. Lautai, just spilt the ball as he went to ground. And big Mike Fakava, who's come up to the Tars from Eastern Suburbs. I think that front row itself would weigh about 380 kilos.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Hawks one, not quite as big, but certainly technically very strong.
Yeah, it would have been a very interesting aspect of the game, and it may still end up being that way as it.
Yeah, well, Johnny DeFeo's no slouch, and Noah DeFeo's another young bullocking front rower. I don't know much about Ryan Hipwell, the hooker. He's a new one to me.
Yeah, same.
But certainly has the right build.
They're always well coached, the Waratahs, and you can see that with their patterns of attack and the way that they set themselves up off set plays and things like that. They've been coached well since Hayden Peterson there last year. He was a good coach with them, so they're never easy to beat.
He forward, just looking for his runners. Curry again puts it on the boot, sort of mid-range kick, looking for Vasagotti again. Has trouble with that one. Not sure if he got a finger to that, but it did roll into touch. Wait for the signal from the touch judge. He says no. No, not touching that one. I think it would have been a tissue in it, maybe.
Yeah, coat of paint on the ball, something like that. Yeah.
That's 2 in a row now that Vasagotti's had trouble with. I think Adrian Curry might have noted that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He'll be entertained with some high balls throughout this fixture.
I think this wind's a little bit trickier than you think as well. Like, it doesn't look as though it's blowing that strong. It's coming in fits and bursts, and that's going to play some havoc with our back three, or both back threes, particularly second half.
They go long again. Hamilton there, kited up at the back by Walkling. Keelan's had to take it through. They've rushed through here. Good pressure from the Tars. They're pouring in this. They need a turnover. Hamilton seemed to have secured it.
I don't really have a kicker in place here, the Hawks, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like Gareth Tilse has his hands ready for it. He does put boot to ball, a wobbly old kick. Chase Hicks takes it infield. Great opportunity to counter here. They've got numbers on the right, but Riley straightens it up, steps off his right, met by Marty Lasua. Good tackle, strong place at the back. Forward picks it up, he does a little dance. He gets through another 4 or 5 yards. Pick and drive here from John O'Reynolds. Again, building nicely the Tars. Pick and drive, let's move it out from the back. Forwards getting involved here. Adrian Curry looks like he's moved into fly half. I think there has been a replacement already for Waratah. Shifts it to Robson. He steps off his right, he beats one, he beats two. He's in a bit of space, getting closer. Oh, important tackle there. I think it was Vasagotti. Still, here goes forward from the back. Held up, is he? Oh, Rob Smith, I think they're just in time. He nearly sliced through there.
He's had a couple of snipes now, hasn't he? And that was definitely dangerous. But a few phases before that, he also almost slipped through. So he's a slippery character. And as you said, he's underrated. He's not someone that comes up on the stat sheet, is he, normally? But
well, there's a big tackle that needed to be made by Rob Smith there. Here we see the William Hill replay. Wasn't much on, he just had a little dart, saw a bit of space, and Rob Smith got his arms around that ball, then got his body underneath Joel Ford and did a magnificent job to hold that one up. Big scrum, this one for the Hawks.
Yeah, under pressure.
Tim Riley lurking, the Waratah fullback just lurking in the pocket behind the scrum. He's got Chase Hicks on his outside to the left. If I was a betting man, I would be, if I was had an account at William Hill, I would be suggesting they might go to the left here.
I think you might be right, Jimmy. And they'll be hard to stop. There's a bit of wheels if they go all three together.
And they do. Riley chimes in, gets outside his man. He's over. As simple as you please. We can see it from here. There wasn't much to it. I'm stunned that the Hawks weren't alert to it. I would have expected their breakaway to shoot off there and get in the face of Tim Riley. I thought he might have blown it to start with. He had the man on the outside. But no, he just had enough energy, just had that enough reach to stretch over and put that ball in over the line. On the dust, the chalk flew up. Enough for Jared Logan to signal try. And again, the Hawks taking control here early.
That's right. And it's not normally you don't attack down that left side because the halfback's obviously there. And as we go to the replay now, you can have a look. Walkling's out here, and he does make the tackle, but just the strength from Riley makes sure, and the determination. There was no one stopping
that
him.
little explosive speed over 10 minutes. He just has that enough to ensure that Walkling didn't get up and reduce the space.
That's right. He's got speed between his ears. He's quite a smart player, and he does inject himself dangerously, and that's going to be something that they're going to look to in the in the final series. He's solid, but he also knows how to open a game up. Does Tim Riley?
You think Adrian Curry will be getting used to this kick, mate? I think it's the third one in a row from virtually the same blade of grass.
You think
missed one, hit the first one. It was a wobbly old one, but it managed to hit the outswing that snuck inside the left post.
This one will go straight over the black dot, Jimmy, I reckon. They're growing in confidence too, of Waratah, after this start.
Yeah. Approaches the ball, hits it nicely, hooking around, straight over the black dot. You know this game too well, Paulie. 19-7. Waratah jumped to a very handy lead here. 20 minutes gone now in the first half. They do have the wins at their back, but still, I couldn't have asked for a more enterprising start to the game for them.
Yeah, I don't think the wins really come into it, apart from maybe a couple of mistakes just from the back three from the Hawks. But it hasn't been the reason why they're scoring their points. The reason they've been scoring their points is because of the patience and the pressure they're applying.
Keelan this time goes short, just makes it over the 10-metre line, comes forward. I think it was Ronnie Lee came through and grabbed that one. Goes to ground, forward at the back, finds Adrian Curry. He does nothing but put that onto his left boot. Vasagotti this time hits the ball on the fly, takes it up hard. Robson around his ankles, good tackle. They come in numbers, the Hawks.
They should shift this, the Hawks.
Walkling.
You could throw a tissue over there.
Walkling knocks an interesting little kick in behind. Chase not that strong though. Riley sizes up the options again. He puts boot to ball, curling kick going towards the right touch line. Good option.
Yeah, should have been taken on the full, shouldn't it? But yeah, in the end, smart again from Riley.
They just look a little bit disorganised at the moment, the Hawks. There's no real structure from there. Even their counter-attack seems to be that little bit lacking in intensity and urgency and sharpness that you normally see from them. Maybe that's because Big Eric's not there, or a little bit of a reshuffled back line today.
Yeah, that's certainly going to have an effect. But they've had, we've basically coming off 3 or 4 weeks of really hard training. So maybe that's having a bit of an impact. It might take a little bit of time for us to get into the game.
Rockabara there just shifts back and tastes that nicely at the number 4 spot. Here comes Smith again. He's so good on his feet. He beats one, beats two. Got some support on the outside. Lautai gets there. They need numbers here, the Hawks. Walkling finally gets there again. He goes on the outside. Backarich looming out in the centres. He's Bainavalo. They can't give him a little bit of distance. Vasagotti, just taken into touch.
Six. Big work working from this side of the field over there to make that try-saving tackle. Well done.
We had the announcement of the emerging wildfires this week, and no doubt he'll be one name that will feature prominently in that squad.
Yeah, definitely.
See a good opportunity. He'll pressure line out this one. Hip well. Pressure throw. You need to secure your own ball and get a nice exit out of here. Brendan Jackson just fakes. They go short, but yeah, well read there by the Hawks. Turnover. Opportunity here. It's Lautai. Tucks it under the arm. Charges forward. 10 metres short. Still going. Walkley on the right. Ball just a bit sloppy there. Yeah, a little knock on. Just their execution letting them down at the moment. They need a couple more there in numbers at the breakdown. That was just spilled out the back.
Yeah, I think they could take a leaf out of Waratah's book and just go back to being patient. You're going to get opportunities here today.
Have a look here at the William Hill replay. Here's Rob Smith. He just runs the seam straight through that hole. He gets on the side of the outside of Hicks, but Hicks comes back at him again. Still, and it is out to Lautai there. Restart. Walking was a bit slow to get there, but then Gareth Tills to the left. Bainavalo found his outside man. Vasagotti thought he was going to tiptoe down there, but it was Hicks. Great recovery. I mean, he's been involved in 3 efforts there.
That's right.
And it takes him into touch. That's what you want from an 18-year-old.
I agree. Totally
Big scrum here. Hamilton looking to put a bit of pressure here on the exit from Waratah. Curry's nice and deep in the in-goal, set for the kick. Puts it onto his right foot. Only finds about 20 metres just outside the Tars quarter. Good opportunity for the Hawks to strike back, and they need to.
Yeah, they definitely do, and I think that they'd like to get one early here, or another one straight up away again here. So let's have a look at what they're going to throw at Waratah here.
Yeah, short line out here. Pusey goes straight up. One easy by Nagy. Couple of big runners. Rockabaro ball in behind though to Smith. This time inside him on the unders line is Lautai. Well met there by Waratah though. They come back the short side to the right. Basagotti hits it from depth. Again, well met. Good tackle.
Defence.
Walking needing some runners. Farber doesn't make much. Ooh, offside there, yeah. Just a bit unlucky there was Ronnie Lee. Just got his foot to the ball and he's trying to get back on side. I don't imagine they'll take what would be a gift 3 points here. No doubt they'll kick it into the corner and look for one of those rolling maws that they have been so effective with.
I think so. I think with the 12 points already down the gurgler, they need to make sure they start getting tries on the board. Penalties probably won't do it until we get another try, I'd say.
Keelan finds touch as you expect, 10 metres out. Ideal platform here to launch for the Hawks. Looks like they're going a full line out. Pussy just waiting for the ball boy to retrieve.
Drive might be on, Jimmy. I think you might have called this correctly. So
they've got a split line out here, 2 pods. So Nagy at the back and Rockaboro in the middle. Rockaboro just sits back, fading. Ooh, not a very good throw, just overcooked it. Little let off. Forward at the back looks to clear some distance. Needs a lucky bounce and he gets it. Again, Hamilton, just their execution, letting them down. They didn't really contest that one, he just overcooked the throw.
yeah, no, it just looked like a lack of sort of urgency from us, even the guys on the overthrow. Got to be looking up, got to get our hands on the ball.
Scott Coleman would be steaming, I imagine, at the moment. He doesn't. He's not one that blow up too often. But
No.
when he does have a spray, he has a spray.
Yeah, well, the boys stand up, or, sit up and listen. If he does get angry, they listen.
They go long this time. Ooh, Tilts again, a little bit sloppy. Brought that down on his head. Yeah, knock on.
Just not happening at the moment for the Hawks. I think they're just going to have to ride this out, wait for the momentum to change, and then be ready to pounce.
Of course, while we're waiting for this scrum, we'll acknowledge our sponsors. Obviously, the Greater, Viatech, Tulloch, Tui's, and of course the Newcastle Herald for all your rugby news. Get the Newcastle Herald or go to www.theherald.com.au.
A healthy little crowd here today, Jimmy, on a nice day. And
Certainly couldn't ask for a better day weather-wise.
you're right. And we've got our 10-year reunion of our Premier Threes here from 2005. They're here enjoying
See
the
some
afternoon.
familiar faces. Andy Kilgore down there. I know he didn't play in that side, but still some familiar faces down there. Here we go, Hamilton, Waratah, Curry again puts it on that trusty right foot of his. Jake Randall had to go back and did well. Sizes up the options, puts boot the ball. Wobbly old kick, plucked out of the air. Here he goes, the big fella charging up. He's got a full head of steam. Good tackle from Randall.
Michael Sewer on the ball, turnover.
Walking again, looks for some distance, chews off, not much at all, saying he threw that one back into his own 22. Again, a little lapse in concentration here. Walking, arguing the point with the touch judge, but there's only going to be one winner there.
I thought he certainly passed the ball back in, so he's not going to win that argument.
26 minutes gone. Waratah 19 leading the already crowned minor premiers. As we look at the William Hill replay here, good charge there, but Marley Sewer straight in on that ball. Great strength, stayed on his feet, but alas,
Came to nothing, didn't it?
came to nothing in the end. They go short here at the front, off the top, long pass out to Curry. Second man for Ronnie Hill, trucks it up, beats one. They come back the left side. Frank Roberts off the left foot. Nice place, strong place. Forwards, dummies, finds DeFeo. He trucks it up. Ball jumps out the back. Oh, John O'Reynolds just had a bit of a look there. Oh, they've got an offside. All Waratah so far in this opening 27 minutes. Again, another opportunity here to take some points.
Yeah, they'll take the kick at goal, I'm pretty sure here, Jimmy. Extend that lead. Get out by three scores and close to. Get that 15-point buffer.
And good to see the Waratah playing this as though there's a fair bit of stake. You see they're completing well, their urgency is good, they're cleaning out, points on offer, they're taking them. They're not treating this as a trial run as such.
No, and their basics are good, they're cleaning out quickly, they're getting quick ball to Joel Ford at 9, who's just, finding runners who are running straight and hard. And when you do those little things, you're 9/10 of the way towards a good performance, aren't you?
Speaking of Joel Ford, we do have the Dust Hound pork knuckle man of the match this afternoon. He's certainly one that, on the evidence of the opening 27 minutes, he'll be sticking his hand up for that.
Yeah, he's featuring highly, isn't he? Riley's been impressive. Hicks has been good as well, hasn't he, so far? And on the Hawks, it's hard to go past Rob Smith at this stage.
Curry sizes this one up. Strikes it nicely, coming back around. Flags up. Waratah now extend their lead. 22 points to Hamilton 7, 28 minutes gone. Bit of a turn up on the cards here.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot left to be played in this match, and I think that the Hawks, will change their tactics a little bit and start trying to pressure different parts of the Waratah game. I hope that's what will end up happening.
Well, I don't think they've strung 4 or 5 paces together yet.
No, that's
certainly
exactly right.
an aspect they were in out for. Is Noah Tafao trucks it up. Brendan Jackson on his outside. He gets outside Lasua. Ends up putting him down there. Smart play. Back on his feet. Finds Riley. He's on the inside. He's got 2 men on his outside. Curry's the first one. Only has to find Chase Hicks, but the ball just goes out in front of him and dribbles over the touchline. Again, more dangerous signs there for the Tars.
Patience there, and you probably score next phase. It's just, as we said, tackling's been a little bit optional this afternoon, hasn't it? Maybe it's the hard ground. Maybe it's just the fact we're a week out from semis or whatever. But
we look at the
replay now.
We look at the William Hill replay. And Noah Tafui beats 1, beats 2. Brendan Jackson did well. He skipped out of a couple of tackles. Mailer Sue grasped him. Then he got back to his feet and played on. Tim Riley then, he comes back on the inside. He's hard to stop in space. He finds Adrian Curry. That just had to go to hand and he was all over.
You're right. Patience. He goes to deck with that. You clean it out and you've probably got another opportunity to attack with go-forward ball. Matt Chidge would be disappointed with that.
That's the way, I guess, the way Tim Riley plays, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, he gives you that X factor. He breaks the line. He sets up, players in motion. Good solid scrum here from the Hawks. Keelan again looks for territory. Eats off about 15, 20 metres. Be a line out 10 metres short of halfway. Waratah throw in.
It might just be a chance for the Hawks to maybe have a breather here and refocus here and maybe try and win this line out.
Well, certainly one area that Waratah's are lacking without Dylan Hines. He's their normal go-to man. The other one is Brendan Jackson. They go to him there, a bit sloppy, a little knock on.
And I think that's probably an area of the game that might end up being a little bit of an Achilles heel for the Waratah towards the end of the game, without Hinesy there.
And also the hooker.
Yeah.
Was a new hooker, whereas previously you've had either Lonnie or Charles Van Nick, who's only come back into the last couple of weeks, spent most of the season out injured, but both of those handy line-out throwers. It's just the timing and the rhythm.
That's right.
You're not used to hitting a jumper. Your timing's out, you're either overcooked or undercooked, it wasn't that. Then your confidence goes, and it's harder and harder, doesn't it? So
yeah, just steamrolls. And it's a crucial part of the game too. And if that starts to go, you see it, replicated all over the park. So hopefully Waratah can turn it around.
Hamilton scrum here, 10 metres inside their own territory. Set up to the left. Keelan cuts out, ball in behind to Jake Randall. Bassagotti with a bit of space, finds Bainavalo in open territory, comes to the fullback, ball on the inside. Bassagotti, he's got a clean pair of heels, but Chase Hicks again comes over from the left wing. It's still on though. Bainavalo trucks it up again, looks for support, finally gets there. They got numbers down the right here, the Hawks.
Yeah, patience needed here from the Hawks. Let's just build up.
Bassagotti's looked good when he's got an open space. I think he's the leading try scorer with 17. I'll be surprised if he doesn't find another one by the end of the day, as we see Rob Smith again show and go. Beats 2 on the inside to Lasua. Lasua sees the try line. He's normally hard to stop. He's pulled down a metre short. They got numbers on the left. They go to the right. Offside everywhere here, the Tars. Could find someone going to the bin here. They've scored a try instead. They play the advantage.
Yeah, good refereeing. Good refereeing from Jared Logan there.
It was Gareth Tilsey, surprised me. I was waiting for the penalty. Instead, he jabbed in off the right foot. We'll see the William Hill replay in a moment. But that all come again for another burst from Rob Smith.
Yeah, he's been dangerous, hasn't he, through that midfield, and that's something that Waratah will have to start addressing. But really, that's just the key today is making sure that you're patient and making sure, like Jared Logan's allowing this game to stay open. And,
we see the William Hill replay here, show and go. He showed on the outside, inside to Mailer Sue. I thought he was going to get there for a moment. He dragged. It took 3 of them to drag him down. He filled a metre short. They're just labouring there, the Tars, all offside. The ball, I think, went into Johnny Tafao, bounced to ground, and Gareth Tills picked it up and said, "Thank you very much, I'll take that 5-pointer." The Hawks back in it, as we see it again. Lasua just pulled down inches short.
Bit of gamesmanship here from Ivan Walkling as well, and opportune for Gareth Tills.
Yeah, as you mentioned, very, very good refereeing too. Played the advantage. Keelan should add it to extras, and he does. 22-14, Waratah. 32 minutes gone. Game back on. I guess there never was going to be game off, though, was it? I think this game could end up 42-36 or something along those lines, the way it is at the moment.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Jimmy. I think we're going to see lots of points, and we're going to see a lot of attacking play, and I reckon it'll open up even more second half for sure. There's still 8 points clear though, Waratah. You like to get to 8 points, then 15 points, then 22. You just like to chip away at those little milestones. So they won't be feeling too much pressure at this stage.
High restart from Curry, taken by Walkley. Finds Marty Lasua. He only knows one way, and that's forward, met by Jono Reynolds. Ball a bit slow there. He finds Light. Lautai now. Again, ball in behind. Jake Randall this time in for some work from his wing. Well, they held him up here. Good defence.
Just the line speed needs to continue from Waratah, doesn't it? You can sort of see if that goes.
Walkley makes a little half break. His first real dart from him we've seen. Is that a little knock on? No, he gets away with it again. They're in nice and close, just punching it up tight.
Lucky to get away with that, I think, Jimmy.
Again, they fight. Keeling looking for touch. That's out on the full, though. Another mistake.
Probably the wrong option there, I reckon, Jimmy. He's kicking into the wind, and he had plenty of numbers behind, and Waratah looked a bit skinny and D. I would have had a go at him there.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, normally the instructions from Scott Coleman is to keep the ball in hand. Let's wear them down, because if you look at Waratah, they're not the fittest team in the competition. The more defending they've got to do, the more tired they're going to get. So,
with the ball being in play a lot in this game, it's going to open up, and if we keep kicking it out like that, or if Kilo does, you can clearly see he was filthy with himself, though. So,
well, again, poor line out there, just not hitting the target, and Hamilton win it. Lautai, he's done quite a bit of work in that midfield. Trucking a steal here from Ronnie Lee. Coming in, looks like he went off his feet there, but he got away with that ball at the back now for the Waratahs. Just getting organised here. Just trucks it up, one out stuff, easy target there. Met with a wall defence. I think it was Marty Lasua that crunched him. Is he held up? No, ball just trying to find its way clear here. Forward goes to the right to Curry. This time to Jackson. He gets outside his man. Cause of obstruction from the Hawks. Play on, says Logan. Pick and drive here from Curry again. He's had a strong start. Here comes Ronnie Lee. Good hit up. Marty Lasua. Wrestles him to ground. Forward goes to the right. Not much on. Curry puts the ball to foot. Little grubber. Bainavala. Ooh, if he got through that tackle, he was away. Instead, he's got Vasagotti, is it? Just toes into touch.
I tell you, Jimmy, if he does get in space...
They played on here quickly. Sorry, Paulie. They played on quickly, the Tars. They're going to the left. They got numbers here. Oh, good tackle from behind. And Lautai now in space. He's got men on the inside. The big Fijian's trying to catch up. He does there. Bakarich loitering, looking for that burglar's try. He knows he wants one. He normally gets one. The ball doesn't find him. They got numbers on the right here. Oh, but no. Jared Logan rules a little knock on at the back there from Ivan Walkling. Just, again, the timing, the concentration, a little lapse. They had numbers. They were queuing up almost.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing from Tana there, Tana Lautai. He did have lots of options, and particularly with the big Sefer on his inside. Should have thrown to him if we get a look at the replay in a minute. Here it is. He just makes this little break, doesn't he? And he does a good job, pushes away Chase Hicks, but surely he had to find some support, didn't he? He just sort of got the blinkers on.
And Bakarich was screaming for it in his left hip pocket. Yeah, just spilled out the back there. Two little loose carries that went to ground. Walkling was looking for his runners and just got a little hand of that and forced a little knock on. Opportunity for the Tars to take a breather. 4 minutes to go in regulation time. 8 points is the lead to Waratah, 22-14 over the Hawks here at Passmore Oval for the greater NHRU final round of the 2015 Premiership. Semi-finals next week. We start again.
You get the feeling with 4 minutes to go, the next team to score might be a pretty telling blow in the match, I think.
Well, the couple of games that we've been here recently, it has been Hamilton. They've scored just before half-time and then bang, they've scored after half-time, and from there they've gone on with it.
Yeah, and that's normally the sign of a good team, but they haven't shown much of that this afternoon, have they?
Curry again. He likes that left-hand corner, but this time he's overcooked it, that one. Finds touch on the full on opportunity here for Hamilton. Just what Waratah didn't need. Their kicking's been so good today. It's been astute. They've played most of the footy out of their own 22, but that time just went for a little bit too much.
Yeah, sort of playing tit for tat with Kilo there, wasn't he?
They go quick here, don't contest. Tills wins it. Marty Lasua, ball goes behind him to Smith again. Again, another ball behind to Jake Randall. He finds Vasagotti, had Banabalo outside him, but decided not to go there. They come back to right, looking for a runner. Not much on. Keelan hasn't taken the ball to the line yet. This time it's Lautai again. He just bumps through one, met by Todd McDean. Gets to ground though. They're queuing up again on the right. Tills ball in hand. Little short ball. Found Smith, but again, ball goes to ground. Little knock on.
So I think they were a bit unlucky there, Jimmy. I thought that one actually went backwards, but I suppose when you're not playing well, the calls don't go your way normally, do they?
It's just that Christmas today that they're lacking, I'm finding. I mean, there's no doubts there. I mean, they came around the corner then, it was the right option, but they just lacked that little bit of urgency, that crispness, and the ball went to ground. As we have Todd McDean just taking a breather, the veteran Waratah second rower. Opportunity for his forwards to suck him in.
Played a lot of footy, Todd McDean, hasn't he?
That's most of it for Waratah. Also had a stint at university.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Played for Newcastle.
Yeah, member of the Waratah's 2005 Premiership winning team.
Yeah, I think he was there in
2006 Premiership winning team when they beat. I think it was University. Wanderers beat him the year before. And also, I don't think he was there in 2013.
I reckon he was.
There you go.
Yeah. Fortunately, the result wasn't favourable that day for yours truly. They were a good team that year, Waratah.
They were a cracking team that year. Of course, and there was elements of that team here. Carl Manu's won. Hayden Peterson started the season. Pala Palupa was here. Mufasa Fa'alio, of course, was the halfback. Big scrum here from the Hawks. They nearly get a tight head to reward, but Ronnie Lee picks it up at the back. A bit scrappy here for the Waratahs. He needs some support. Hands in on the ball. I think it was Nagy, but the support comes just in the nick of time. Goes to Curry again. He looks for that left-hand corner. Puts it high. Randall under it. Going backwards. Ends up nice take. A little bit worried there at one point, wasn't he? Basagotti without the headgear now. He straightens up. Beats one. He's got good leg drive. Finds Walkling. Out to the left to Gareth Tills. Nearly an intercept there. I think it was Alex Roberts McEwen. Took the odds to it. Got a hand to it. Had he have taken it, it would have been open space. One of those ones, did he play at it or did he try and knock it down? The referee thought he had to go at that one. Will be a scrum to the Hawks.
Suppose you give the benefit of the doubt, don't you? Yeah.
10 metres inside their own territory. Approaching the last minute of regulation time. We might have a little bit of injury time, but not much, I wouldn't suspect.
Here's the replay now, and Basagotti just gets that support. Good numbers behind the ball again from the Hawks, but this here, you be the judge at home. It's a tough one.
Yeah, certainly had his arm up. It wasn't like underneath him trying to cross the ball, was he? Had it up, looked like he was potentially looking to slap it down.
I'll concede that one. Yeah.
But still, clock winding down. Looks like they've got a play on here, the Hawks. They're very deep.
This looks interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, Lautai and Smith. Looks like Lautai's just balling behind to him. Smith, the decoy runner. That looked to float forward and picked up. I liked it though. It was a nice play. Just the timing again was as it. Jared Logan says we don't have any injury time. That's half time. Now top match of the round here, the greater NHRU match of the round. At half time we have the Waratahs leading Hamilton 22-14. We'll take a short break and we'll come back with a chat to Paul Dean about the emerging wildfires program.
Union. At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Half-time here in the Greater match of the round. We have the Hamilton Hawks trailing the Waratahs 22-14 at this point. I'm with Paul Dan. This week we had some exciting news about the announcement of the Emerging Wildfires program, which is a development program that's aimed at keeping players here, and they will play some games against the National Rugby Championship development squads. It's a great innovation, one you're involved with, mate. Tell us something about your role.
Yeah, just before I go there, Jimmy, I'll just make some sense of what's on the screen. And we've got a day here at the Hawks for the Ladies' Day, and it's our second one for the year. A big crowd, healthy crowd, and we're supporting breast cancer here. So the Hunter Breast Cancer Foundation. So there'll be auctions back at the Sunnyside tonight with the plane jumpers. Now back to your question, sorry, Jimmy, long-winded. Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity, and it's probably one of these things that from the outside people might be questioning the motive, so to speak, as to why it's come about and whatnot. But really, at the end of the day, this is like the opportunity for a lot of young guys in Newcastle to be exposed to some really professional coaching, professional teams. And at the end of the day, it would be fantastic if this were to lead to perhaps an NRC team being based out of Newcastle.
I was speaking to Todd Loudon, who will be the head coach, who of course was the assistant coach of the Rebels and New South Wales Waratahs. He's won a Super 14 franchise when he was at the I think it was at the Sharks in South Africa. He's told me that it will be, don't worry, these boys will be working hard. He said it won't be a walk in the park. They're going to be exposed to a full-on professional training program for 4 weeks. They'll have all the medical attention they need. They'll have masseuse, but they will work hard.
Yeah, I believe you there, Jimmy. I had a chat with Todd the other day, and a more passionate bloke about rugby I'm not sure you'd find. So, yeah, I agree. There's going to be no expense spared in this, and no time, like the resources, the amount of time that people are going to put into it. The guys that get an opportunity are really going to benefit, and that's only going to help Newcastle rugby.
And the aim of it obviously is for players sort of aged up to 25, but no doubt in those key positions, potentially in the front, I guess the front five, there may be some experience come in.
Yeah, that's right. I know that a few of the boys from Hamilton have been sounded out, in terms of their availability, and a couple of those have been over that age group of 25, particularly in the tough positions, like the front row. You need really basically the spine of your team to have a bit of experience, and I think that's where Todd's looking to recruit those older guys. But no, it's definitely the aim of it is for the under 23s, like you said. That's exactly right.
And they're going to be coming up against the development squads from, at this point, I think it's North Harbour Rays,
the Greater Western Sydney Rams, hopefully the Sydney Galaxy, who are the Sydney Stars.
And the Canberra Vikings.
Yeah.
And those teams will have not only development players, but they basically have shadow players for the NRC team. So they're going to be up against not just first graders, but guys that are in that in between first grade and super rugby level.
That's exactly right. And we think that, we tend to think that the physicality will be fine from our players. It'll probably just be the speed at which they're playing and the speed at which they're able to process and organise on the field that might be our undoing with such a short preparation time. But having said that, it can only giving these guys the opportunity from Newcastle can only improve the overall brand of rugby that the NHRU is putting out week in, week out, and it's just going to be a positive thing.
Of course, it's been made possible from the sponsorship of Tony Samble and his Total Equipment Group. Of course, Tony is also the president of Wanderers, but this is not a Wanderers thing. This is basically him wanting to put money in developing rugby in Newcastle. I mean, he could have poured money into the Country Eagles, he could have poured into one of the NRC franchises, but instead he'd rather give kids an opportunity to stay here and a reason to stay here rather than look further afield.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. The money's got to go somewhere, and thankfully a bloke like him is generous enough to put it back into a program like this. And there will be some really good games come out of it. There'll be some really good development, and it's going to be just fantastic for the local young junior talent. They're going to see a pathway, and that's fantastic. That's what he wants.
Speaking of the Country Eagles, have a score through from the NRC opener against the Greater Sydney Rams, and they're leading that one 24-8. So, and of course, Nick Palmer, an ex-teammate of yours and a former Hamilton Hawk, is on the bench for the Country Eagles today. He's a great indication of what a bit of exposure, some hard training can do. I mean, he came through St Joseph's College, but I don't think he played seconds or thirds there. He wasn't he wasn't one of their academy boys. Didn't play much representative stuff, but obviously, came to Hamilton and really developed as a player, got bigger and stronger, and then went to Sydney to test himself at North Sydney. Last year, I think he was not crippled, but certainly hindered by Glennsville fever. This year, he's played virtually all first grade, had a storming finish to the season, and was rewarded with a spot in the Country Eagles. And now a chance to test himself at another level.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Mark Giaccari, their forwards coach for the Eagles last week when they were in Newcastle for their camp, and he was just saying just how impressed he has been with Stixie and the development that he's had, because he obviously coached him at country level as well. And to see him progress through from this local comp is just so fantastic.
Have another score come through from the NRC. The Sydney Stars are leading the Galaxy 37-13, so a couple of good starts there in those two franchises, and of course it all started on Thursday night. And our friends here at Bar TV covering all the NRC games online, and also for Fox Sports at foxsports.com on their online platform. I'm a bit of a dinosaur, mate. I don't know much about an online platform, but I'm sure those of you out there that want to have a look at the NRC will find that
Just ask the kids. They'll get it on the right channel for you.
Also have a score through from the NHRU. Wanderers leading Nelson Bay 28-14. As the two teams come back out for the start of this second half. You're Scott Coleman. What do you say to your troops at half-time, Paul?
Oh, he needs energy from him, doesn't he? And he needs execution. And I think that's sort of the two are leading to each other. You know, poor execution's leading to low energy's leading to poor execution. So if you can fix one of those, I think there's going to be a different result second half.
And the Waratahs, we saw Matt Chidgey get his team in a huddle as the kickoff goes nice and high. What do you think the message to them would be? Just hang on, don't try and hang on, keep playing footy?
Yeah, you've got to keep playing footy. There's too much footy left in this game, and like you said, I reckon it could end up being 42-36 this match, and you're just not sure which one's going to be 42 and who's going to be 36.
Well, Hamilton have their first opportunity as Waratah beats two defenders on the outside. They've got numbers coming around the corner on the right. A good tackle there, foraging in for the ball. I think it's Noah Tafeo. Just slows it down. Oh, penalty, hanging on, was it?
He's got isolated there, Jimmy, and he really took the space and was hard to move.
I think that's only about the third penalty for the day, which is
very
not a common occurrence in rugby union. It's such a technical sport. There's so many infractions that can be picked up. But he really has let this game flow, Jared Logan, and both teams have enjoyed some ball in hand as we see Adrian Curry find touch just near the halfway line.
You know, Jared just his game management just seems to keep getting better and better as the more he referees. I suppose that's normal, isn't it? You do something more, you get better at it.
Well, he's been you see the ends of the replay there. No doubts that they were competing for that. They win a line out, they go short. That's one area they need to fix up. Curry offloads. It looks like it is. Yeah, John O'Reynolds just out there in the centres. Ball come through. Waratah comes through. He's on here. Oh, is it Chris Pusey? Pusey on the ground. Hooker loitering out there. Not sure what he was doing there, but he's been effective. Again, another sloppy little bit of play. The Hawks clean it up. Ball at the back. They're trying to get organised here.
Shift to the left here, so early.
Men outside him. Smith again, the danger man. He finds Waratah to Banabala. He's got a clean pair of heels and he skips straight through. Again, that come from nothing, a bit of sloppy play. But once he finds space, Banabala, there's no stopping him. That's as easy as you like.
Yeah, I think the try comes back to the work done by Chris Pusey midfield. He took that first hit up and then he bosses that space. And, you know, that once they fractured the line, you know, Waratah just weren't able to regroup and Sorelli held his width and it's a good set of drawing passing skills.
He's certainly one of the better finishers in the competition, no doubt.
Dennis Pitt, the local sprint trainer, you might know him, reckons he can put him on the track and turn him into a force on the track. But here's the replay, yeah, and just seeing Chris Pusey's work through that middle there. It's there every week, and then the offload to Keelan. Unfortunately, that went to ground, but Waratah were offside, so they weren't able to take advantage of it. And from here, it was just a matter of counting numbers and shifting quickly. And Rob Smith does a really good job again of straightening this up, and Tana just had to unleash Sorelli. And he maybe gave that a little early, but the gas. Can't beat that speed. Yeah,
once he gets outside, there's not much hope of hauling him in. Robson there I don't think he even got a hand to him at the end. Keelan, you would think, would convert this. Hits it nicely. Touch judges raise their flags. 22, 21, the Hawks hit straight back after half-time. That'll be exactly what Scott Coleman would have been after.
I think he would be up there maybe smirking, not smiling yet. He might have a frown on his face. He's got to sit next to my dad, who's doing the MC duties for the day.
That one goes deep, Adrian Curry. They look to work it out. Ball in behind to Smith again. Gets outside his man to Lavasagoti. Banabalo in space again. Comes back on the inside this time. Taking the ground eventually. Yeah, they're certainly up in this second half. Keelan, low kick, looking to just find bounces into touch just by about a foot.
Jeez, he couldn't have picked that any better, could he?
He was a bit anxious too. His hands went up as though, oh no, I've done it again. But that just snuck in right on the halfway line just about.
His kicking game is certainly a strength of his and he uses it.
They went short last time and they go short again. Well picked though by the Hawks. They got a hand up, slapped it down. Walkling to Keelan. Not much on here. They're just shoveling it to the right. Smith decides to straighten it up. Back off the right foot, in a bit of space here. Got Riley to beat. He does a dance. He goes over the top of Riley. He's got some support coming. They're lining up on the left here. The Hawks. Keelan straightens it up. Ball on the outside. Oh, Rockabaro couldn't handle it. Alex Robson cleans up. Reece McEwen, cleans up for the Tars. Forward looking for runners. Bit flat-footed. Shovels it out to the left. Riley, not the man you want, chucking it up. Instead, he finds Brendan Jackson. Makes a metre or two. just outside their own quarter here. They go back to Curry. Looks to get him out of trouble.
Good exit.
Finds some space. Fortunate bounce too for the Tars. Chews up another 10 metres. Vasagotti looks to counter.
He'll run.
Comes to the left. He's got Bonavalo outside him again. McEwen has to make the tackle. One arm pass. He's in space. Where's the defenders? There's no one to be seen. He's got Nagy on the inside. Rockabar on the out. He tried to go the in. Couldn't beat the outstretched hand of the Tars defender, but still the Hawks have the ball. They're lining up on the right. They've only got to shift it, but no, it's a bit scrappy at the back. I think they're out. I think they've got out of jail here, the Tars. They're the ones that have started the second half as though they're asleep. Curry again looks to find some touch, relieves some pressure. The ball just sits up. Jake Randall lets it bounce again. In the end, it dribbles over the touchline. He probably should have took the odds to taking that one in, Randall.
Yeah, definitely. You would need to be more spontaneous there and just pick that ball up. The Hawks wanted that.
Yeah, not good signs from the Waratahs, is it, though, the opening 5 minutes of this second half? They just look like they're still at half time.
No, you can sort of see even towards the end of the first half that when their set piece started to go, that was sort of danger signs for mine, and we sort of highlighted that. And it's going to be an interesting second half if they can't fix that up.
The Hawks, poor line out, lack of communication there, but still I think they've got away with it. Ball cleaned up at the back. Walkling finds Keelan. Lautol. Keelan takes the ball on himself. Little one-arm pass was on, but he didn't find the target. But chance here for the Tars to counter-attack. Lower sloppy pass. Chase Hicks still dribbling around, trying to get the ball, puts it on the toe. But Jared Logan found a little knock on there.
Surprised he didn't come back for the knock on from the Hawks then.
Yeah, it was a sloppy line out, sloppy play all around that passage.
I just thought that Lautai knocked on midfield from the little offload.
Chase Hicks just had to go sideways. We saw a lot of him in defence in the first half. It was very impressive. Did a lot of cover work.
Here's the replay now, Jimmy. Sorry.
We see the replay here. Yeah, Curry just folds out to the left, a little goose step sort of. Ball goes to ground. Hicks wants to pick it up, but the ball just bouncing around. It won't do him any favours. Jared Logan finds a little knock on. I want to see him in some space. I want to see him get the ball early. Have him running off Tim Riley or even coming in and finding a lazy forward.
Finding a weak shoulder on the inside or something like that. And he just then, like he was in because he was having to defend. But, realistically, he's got to be able to be more adaptable and get back out into those tram tracks as quick as he can and hold that width.
Scrum there just going to ground. First one we've seen collapse today. That's been a good contest to date.
Yeah, it has. It's been very arm wrestling, hasn't it? Big Tofala boys in the front row up against the, what you call Mighty Mouse, maybe Peter Bakarich, do you think?
Yeah, but he's got good body shape, doesn't he? He stays nice and square. I presume he's very strong through that core, no doubt.
You see him in the gym, Jimmy. In the gym, Jimmy.
Well, I wouldn't see him in the gym, mate, so I'll take your word for it.
I'm normally doing my hair.
Good solid scrum there. Ford looked like he jumped the gun there, but he got away with it. Ball in behind to Jake Randall. That's one they've used often. Vasagotti with some space. He slices the seam. He's got one to beat Riley. Comes at him. Good tackle around the legs. A bit isolated there. Great tackle, Tim Riley. Had to be made, and he did it. They've still got numbers on the left as Ford there trucks it up. One out. Hands on the ball here. They might have won a turnover. No. Has to go Berry.
That's a penalty, I think.
Lucky to get away with that, Brendan Jackson, but again, a good defence.
Touchy might put his flag up there, but
I think it's Paddle's pain. I'm not surprised if he had a misstep. As Riley goes to the right, Lautai met by a crunching tackle.
Turnover. Chase, here you go.
Swivels out of one, swivels in two in traffic. Wants some quick recycled ball here. A bit slow getting there, and looks like his hands on it there from the Hawks. Have we got a turnover? Yes, they have. I think it was Rob Smith or Jake Randall.
They just stole the space, didn't they? And ended up with the turnover. And here's Chris Pusey now. Great leg drive, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a little beast, isn't he? He's so powerful. Got numbers on the left here. Ball again in behind. Smith, this time he passes. Got Marty Lasua playing out in the centres, turning back the clock. Although I don't think he's ever played in the centres. He might have spent some time there. One of the places he hadn't spent. Bonavalo steps off his right. Again, just brought down by Alex Robson. They're looking dangerous here, the Hawks. Big Nagy trucks it up. Good tackle. Long place. They go to the left again. Bakarich tucks his head, edges forward. Hawks there in numbers.
It's a good rock, that one. We need to just slow that down. And
they're bunched here in runners.
Here we go. They should play quick off the back of this, I think, Jimmy.
Big Rocket Barrow to second man out. looking for the ball. Smith just stops, a bit flat-footed here. They need some depth here. The Hawks are a bit disorganised. They come back the short side. Walkling shows and goes, and away he goes. Slices straight through. Again, that's come from nothing. Really, I thought they were disorganised, and being the captain of the leader that is, he said, well, I'll take it forward, and away he went.
Yeah, no, he certainly has a good running game, doesn't he? He's just a good, solid all-round player, and he just looked up, saw space, used his skills, and it just opened up too quickly. I think that the Waratah were looking out wide with Sorelli in space, and he was just sort of just looming out there, so it just opened up for him.
Well, I think half of them were looking at Big Rockabaro, and half of them were looking at Sorelli, and no one was looking at Ivan Walkling. Then he took the odds, and he just slid through. We will see the William Hill replay here. Yeah, Smith just trucks it up. He goes left, he dummies. Tim Riley fell for one of them, and then the coverage on the inside didn't get across, and there was a big hole there, and he went straight through it. Good try from the skipper. There's a bit of talking to here. I saw some legs go up in the background. Looks like there's a bit of a stern word to Noah Tafua. Jared Logan just laying down the law there.
Do you blame them for looking at Cepha? I'd be having my eye on him.
Indeed, he is. I think looks all a bit of concern here. Looks like one of the Hawks coming to the sideline. Is it?
Fiso
Vasagotti with his arm in a sling of designed by the jumper, so that doesn't look good.
He's got it immobilised there, doesn't he?
Of course, they only lost Joe Ackersdyke a couple of weeks ago, and he's another one of their strike players.
That's right, yeah, and at this stage he's coming along really nicely, Joey. So
excellent conversion.
Jason Killing adds the extras, and the Hawks go in front for the first time, I think, in this game, 28-22.
You said
51 minutes gone.
You sort of said they had a bit of a habit of scoring points, either side of half time, and the Waratah have just turned around and haven't been the same sort of force that they were in the first half, have they?
Yeah, certainly at half time was not the tonic they needed, that's for sure. They would have kept going, but they're certainly concerned, and Vasagotti comes straight from the field.
I'll get an update on him as soon as I can, Jimmy.
And of course, the Dan family heavily involved. Your mother is the club doctor.
Yeah, that's right. That's my mum. She's wearing pink today. She's an angel, and looks after all the boys, and certainly very well received at our club.
As we see a penalty here, just they're starting to lose their way here. The Waratahs. Smith takes a quick tap. He beats two. He beats three. Comes to one man. Tries to go over him. Doesn't. Again, they've got numbers on the left. Instead, they go to the right. This time it's Rockabaro. He's in some space. He's got those big legs of his pumping. He's got one to beat. He shrugs him off. They've got numbers out the left here. The Hawks only need to send it. Finally, it comes. It's a bit slow. Smith straightens it up, shows it, finds Gareth Tilse, met with a good tackle.
He just wants the ball, doesn't he, Rob Smith? That's a sign of a good player.
This time it's Nagy, takes it forward. He's just caught a bit high there, but finally goes to around, gets the ball back. No, they find a little knock on there. Good defence. He just went a bit high there, Nagy. He needed to go.
Yeah, he's filthy with himself, and he should be. He's too high, and he knows better. Just back to, like your players like you, Rob Smith, you go into the league and you think about those players that just want the ball in their hands, Andrew Johns. I know I'm drawing a long bow there, but guys just want that ball in their hands. Terry Lamb, all those sort of guys, they're sort of dangerous on field at times, aren't they?
And he straightens up. Everything he does is direct. He rarely shifts sideways. His first movement, he takes the space, gets them going forward. As we see a replay here, Nagy, I think it was John O'Reynolds got his arm around it, and Brendan Jackson, Frank Roberts in there too. They just did enough to display it, and then
it was just passive, wasn't it? He just like he's going in for a cuddle. He's a big man, and if
he does that again, he won't be getting the cuddle off Scott Coleman at full time. That's for sure.
They've been known to have a cuddle or two at the sunny side. It's normally more of a wrestle, though.
Of course, you speak of the sunny side, the sponsors of the Hawks in our coverage today, brought to you by the Greater, NIB, Viatech, Huey's, Tulloch, and of course the Newcastle Herald. For all your rugby news, go to the Newcastle Herald or www.theherald.com.au. A little break in play here. Some more Hamilton players getting treatment. Last thing they need coming into the finals. Certainly a little bit of concern being shown about Vasagotti there on the sideline.
Yeah, still waiting for an update on him, Jimmy, so I'll get a text message through soon figuring out what the damage is. This on the sideline here is James Dyson. And he's a former Jack Scott award winner. So had a few injuries to his shoulder. Skateboarding. Fell off his skateboard last year and fractured his collarbone. But yeah, former Jack Scott medalist there. So
he's got a bit of pedigree there, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Him in action. So he'll come in on the wing, will he, mate? Or
He'll go into the front row. He's normally.
oh, sorry, I was thinking of Vasagotti replacement, not
True, yeah. No, I think RDI Connemau.
Yeah, of course.
was
Yeah,
replaced
he's an experienced first grader
Definitely.
and has a clean pair of heels as they just work that out from the back of the scrum. The Tars a bit sloppy. Reece McKeown tries to truck it up, all 52 kilograms of him. Out the back to Curry. We've seen this plenty of times today. He roosts that down. Baina Barlow's moved to fullback, covers it easily.
Going to run it back.
He runs it past the Connemau, gave him a cold, straight past. He's finally met by some defence. The Hawks get there in numbers. Walkling shifts it to the right. Keeling playing for some field percentage, but that goes straight down the throat of Joel Ford. He finds Tim Riley, sizes up his options, puts it high and pours through, not quite there in time, and Baina Barlow takes that easily. He goes to the right to Randall, steps back in.
Needs to find support though.
Riley makes the tackle. Just a bit in slow motion here at the moment, not much happening.
They shift to the left here, Jimmy. You'd think they've got numbers here with Sefa now.
Rockabaro runs straight at Noah Tafua. Pulled down eventually, pops it out the back. Fave, he takes 2 or 3 with him, still going. Finds the ground. Lasua cleans out. Walkling, couple of runners here. Had Rockabaro outside him, but trucks it up instead. I think it was Nagy. Goes to ground. A bit slow coming out here, but they've still got numbers on the right. Keeling, only taking the ball to the line once. He does it again here. Oh, nearly slices through. He had Smith on his outside.
It's always a good thing to run on the cricket pitch as it goes wide again.
Baina Barlow, oh, he's so deceptive. He beats 2, beats 3, backs in, swivels, goes to ground. Oh, this slow, lazy, getting off back on side here, the Tars. They're stretched. Big Rockabaro, he's a bit about pace. He winds up, finds a little offload. Smith finds Father. Oh, as I say, if it was a pie, he would have caught it, but it wasn't. It was a football.
He had his eyes
He had
on
a
it.
dream 5-pointer. He was lining up, he knew. I'm not sure he's on the nudie run, but he thought it's off if it wasn't. All he had to do was take that and it was try time. But no, you look at him, he shakes his head in disgust. The big fella knows a try was in the offing there.
Yeah, no, he'll be filthy with himself. Probably a bit of grease from the pies.
As we see the William Hill replay here. Again, it was Smith involved. He just took the outside, but it was this charge from Rockabaro. He took through the little offload. Smith backing up. Fever, oh, he only had Reece McEwen to beat. He would have ran straight over the top of him. But the ball, he just had a little look up. He was in the air, and the ball just goes straight to ground. I'm sure his mates will be reminding him of that back at the sunny side this evening. A little let off there for the Tars, and this game seems to be slipping away from them pretty quickly in the second half.
Yeah, that's right. And opportunities like that, you know, the Hawks just are going to keep inviting them back in. They're not a team that gives up easily. So I still think your prediction 42-36 is pretty close to the mark.
Ford waiting to field this ball. The scrum's been good so far for Waratah. They need to hold up here and they get a penalty. Yeah, he's found a indiscretion there. I think the new prop coming on, a bit anxious. Boring in, I think, the angle. Coming in from an angle is the signal from Jared Logan.
It looked that way, didn't it?
Curry will look to find touch here. 10 or so metres in from halfway. Doesn't quite get that far. But still, it's the Tars ball.
What's his background, Jimmy? Is he Kiwi Curry?
He is indeed. He's actually from Palmerston North. Played for Manawatu 2-7s. His brother actually played for the New Zealand Sevens program at IRB for quite some time.
Jeez, okay.
So yeah, he's got a bit of pedigree.
Yeah,
he had a year out here last year.
Yep,
Only arrived just in time for the June 30 cut-off this year. But his natural position is 5'8", but he's been playing mainly at outside centre with Dane Sherritt and also Carmanu in those playmaking roles. As we see Chase Hicks finally get a bit of space. He's got one to beat. He tries to beat him on the outside, a little in and away. A break, Fandor. Chase Hicks take a bow. We've been waiting for this all half, and that's the first time he's got a little bit of space. And boy, didn't he make the most of it.
Well, that's what you've been looking for, Jimmy, and he certainly didn't disappoint, did he? Very impressive.
Again, there wasn't much on there. He only had a 5 or so metres to work with. He got that big right fend of his out, and he bumped off, I think it was Baina Barlow to start with.
The confidence of youth, isn't it, I suppose?
And geez, isn't the new car, as we see the William Hill replay here, not much on. Joel Ford has a little look over his shoulder. The penalty comes, they find touch.
He just wanted to get to the line, didn't he? And he wasn't going to let anyone stop him. And that was back to the penalty. They obviously got the ascendancy off. But no, he's certainly got some wheels, hasn't he? And it'll be interesting to see him on the end of, say, an emerging Wildfires backline, you know. And not that the Waratah backline is there, you know.
Yeah, as we see it here, as we see it, Curry just Not much on. He shovels it right. A little cutout pass to Reece McEwen. He just finds 6. He's got Jake Randall comes across. He's too quick for him. Gets the palm in the shoulder. In open spaces now. In and away. Beautiful balance. Strong palm again. This time he gets off, I think it was Bainavalo. And then Economou couldn't get there in time. Great try.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some guys he's pushed off there that'll be disappointed in themselves. And it shows you the class of the young man. If he's prepared to take those sort of guys on and do that sort of thing to them, well, he's got a big future in the game, doesn't he?
Well, I know Tim Rapp certainly made some worries about him for the Waratahs Academy as in the New South Wales Waratahs Academy next year. So certainly a bright future, it seems, is beckoning.
He's got that sort of quality, you know, the pace that it's hard for coaches to coach that. You know, that's one of those things that you cannot coach, and coaches look for that. And Rappy's right to have a look at him.
And he's got good body shape. He's powerful.
He's got a frame
all the
to put weight
ingredients.
on. Yeah.
Restart here, important for the Hawks to hit back. They go high through Keelan, knocked back by Nagy into touch.
There's no one looking for the crumbs from the Hawks there, was there? You know, send your rabbit through, and there's got to be someone there ready for the crumbs.
60 minutes gone here, Waratah back in lead, 29-28.
It's been a cracker. It's been
some great try score. That's certainly both coaches, as you mentioned, will be querying some of the defensive reads and some of the one-on-one tackles, but you've got to applaud individual brilliance, and we've seen some of that today for sure.
Yeah, so often it becomes like a bog fest, doesn't it? You know, like defence wins games. It's just nice to see tries and speed. Both teams have obviously got wheels, don't they?
Important period of this match as we see Big Willie So warming up on the touchline for Hamilton, looking to inject some urgency, and he's one that can certainly get them going forward.
Yeah, he certainly, you know, fix up any problems with the scrum, won't he?
Walkling, another ball in behind to Keelan. I'd like to see him run the ball a bit more. Smith, he always does, beats the first man, takes 2 or 3 of them to get him down. He's still got those legs driving. He finally finds the ground. Coming around the corner now, the Hawks on the right. Nagy milked by a brick wall tackle. I think it was young Reece McEwen got up in his face there.
Needed quick hands there, Jimmy. He just needed to use his skills.
Again, they go the short side. Tilts on his own. Nothing to do but go to ground there and try and recycle it. Walkling, little box kick over the top. Tim Riley picks that up, easy as you please. He's got a nice little counter take. Gets on his outside. Poor chase there from the Hawks. He's found some hole up the middle. He gets to the edge of the cricket pitch. Nice recycle, pick and drive here from the Hawks, from the Tars. This is more like it. Forward again. Tries the one over the top. Charge down. Bit of urgency there from Woods.
Great play from Dean Woods. That might be what needs to spark the Hawks here, just a bit of individual brilliance like that as they come out now.
Walkling, a first receiver, takes to the line. Smith gets outside his man, dummies, straight through a hole. Oh, he's a class act, too easy. He sold that to everyone. Everyone was in the ground, said, look at that pass, he just sold it. Magic piece of work from Rob Smith.
So nice to Eskimos, couldn't he, Jimmy? That was
and I believe you're responsible for his recruitment here as well. I think you teamed up with him in the UK a couple of years ago. I'm sure Scott Coleman, you remind him of that. He must be on his Christmas card list. There's just a lot of Englishmen come out here, but not many Englishmen come out here with the skill set that he has.
I watched him. Here's the replay now as you watch it. Ivan just gives him the ball, and there's not really much on again. He just seems to use that skill and just deft passing, deft touches that he's got. And I'm not surprised he's lying down there sucking in the big ones. He's just always involved in the game, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, I went over to the UK and played with his club, and his dad was the director of rugby at the time. And I watched Rob warm up for 15 minutes or so, and you just get a feel for class, and he just had the skills and then when I saw him play, obviously that was the sealer. But just when he was warming up, I just thought, geez, that guy can play footy.
Normally with the English players, they come out for one season, then they go and you don't see him again. But this is his second year. Mate, any chance of some residency, or what's his plans? Does he love it that much?
He does love it. He does love it. His partner Alex as well is out here, and she's really enjoying it as well. So there's you'll see him again next year.
63 minutes gone in this match of the round, of course, brought to you by the Greater. And it's the Hamilton Hawks now have taken the lead, leading 35 points to 29. Again, one of these ebb and flowing games, isn't it? Just when you think one team's got this energy, bang, the other team comes back. And I guess the Hawks, for mine, it looks like when they put it together, they're going to go and win this game.
I agree with you. Yeah, when they do have that ball and they put the pressure on, it seems to open up for them, doesn't it? In relation to the guys like Rob Smith, are there any guys in your opinion, Jimmy, that are capable of playing NRC at this stage?
Oh, I think there's no doubts. There's a couple. Andrew Tuala, the Wanderers hooker, obviously spent some time down at the Melbourne Rebels last year. I wouldn't suggest that Chase Hicks is there yet, but I can see him in a couple of years. Same with Sam Rouse, the winger from
Carlton.
From Waratah Carlton. Eric Bassett-Kikau, who's not playing today, another big, strong athletic player, and that's what you need at that level. You need to be big and strong.
Yep.
Some of our... Just trying to put some of the front row. I mean, Dylan Evans was here. He's now he's playing a trial for Scarlets this week in Wales. So he's another that you would think. Steve Lamont at hooker.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Certainly played a lot for New South Wales country.
They just wouldn't look out of place, I don't think. Maybe on a bench spot or something like that, you know what I mean? But I do think that...
I mean, Tim Riley. There's a few with the skill set that he's got. Hayden Pedersen, we know, who started the season here. Carl Mann is another one for the Waratahs who played professionally in Italy and has represented Samoa and played ITM Cup. So there's certainly, there's a bunch of guys that are not quite there, but you would think being in that full-time environment, they would quickly get up to speed. Yeah, given the opportunity, they'd give you rewards, wouldn't they? Just seen a couple of substitutions here too for Hamilton, getting some fresh legs out there. The Fijian Sevo Rockabaro is off, and so is Marty Lasua. The 47-year-old legs of his are finally tiring. He has a pretty strong game, Marty. Yeah, he's always solid, isn't he? He's just one of those guys. But this is Steve Sione. You might remember his name. He's back. Yeah, goodness. Yeah. So interesting. Just won a grand final with the Canberra Royals as it goes out to Sorelli here. So. Well, that's obviously he won't qualify for the finals, but no, I don't think so. He's just having a bit of fun today, no doubt. I think so. Yeah, come back to support the Breast Cancer Day and and basically played a bit of second grade. Got a yellow card, by the way. And probably a couple of tries to go with it. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Of course, you remember that 2012 grand final when you beat the Waratah Carlton 46-0. He was enormous in that game. One length of the field try, but I guess we better get back to the action. We're reminiscing too much here as Nagy trucks it up, one out. Easy fodder there for the Tars defence. They move up and swarm him. Numbers to the left here, the Hawks, but content to just play it nice and tight here, get some field position, get some continuity. They're just through the middle there. Sione, he'll do that all day. Look at that big leg drive of his. He's still a beast, isn't he? My word. Takes that forward 15 or 16 metres. Keelan, they come in depth. This time it's Waratah. Beats off one with the palm, goes to ground. They come in a little bit late here. Could be a chance for a counter ruck, sorry. Bit sloppy. Hawks not happy. Thought they'd gone off their feet there, I think, and Logan's just organising them back into... certainly a turnover. Bit flat-footed here. Ronnie Lee tries to get over the ad line. Does just. Again, they're lined out to the left, but that ball just slowed down. They're all over it here, the Hawks. Slowing things down there. The Masters are slowing things down. Hamilton, forward, not many options. That's a poor one, though. He tries to get that in the hole behind the backline defence, but straight into the arms of Bainavalo. He finds Jake Randall. Oh, had a Connemare on his outside, but took the odds to run in himself. Still got Connemare there, finds him, but the ball just went behind. A little knock on. Instead, the Tars counter-attack. John O'Renzels trucks it up. I think we'll come back, though, for the scrum. No advantage there to the team in red. You can understand why the boys are blowing, can't you? I mean, it's been a fast-paced game and there's been plenty of running. Certainly end-to-end. Some of the defence hasn't been as ferocious as we've seen from these two teams, but that's because they've had to shift sideways from one side to the other. That's right. And both teams have been prepared to, as we see the replay here, Bainavalo just found Jake Randall. He had a Connemare on his outside. He dummied. The shoulder charge there from forward didn't work. He went back on the inside. He beat Chase Hicks. Just had to go to hand that pass to a Connemare, and he would have been through. Instead, it went to John O'Reynolds. He picked it up, but ball was slow to come back, and Jared Largan playing the advantage for the knock-on. Waratah scrum. Just disappointed with that, the Hawks, because you've got to go to deck with that and then score next phase. You either score off it or you don't. And if you don't, it's just wasted opportunity, isn't it? The scrum just on the 22 line in Waratah territory. Adrian Curry set deep. Good scrum from the Hawks. Ronnie Lee has to pick it up from the back. He swivels forward, makes 2 or 3 metres. He's been solid all day, hasn't he? He has. He's been good. Turnover, though, I think. No, diving over the ruling there from Jared Logan. Just pinned the Hawks. Was diving over and not rolling away. Steve Sione in the bottom of things there, making a nuisance of himself as he did for so many years here. I saw him locked on the ball then, Jimmy, and I thought I'll get in early for the turnover, and I was too quick. Canberra Roars, did you mention he played in the grand final for them last? I'm not surprised. He seems to, wherever he goes, seems to be success comes with him. Yeah, he's a winner. That touch fails to find the left-hand touchline there from Curry, and a chance here for Bainavalo to counter-attack. He's in some space. He winds up. Met, though, by Curry in a good tackle. They try to hold him up here, but he gets the ball down. Ball spills out the back. They look to be forward, that one, Jimmy. They look to go forward. Still, I think it's Dawes. Finds Walkling looking for runners. Goes to intercept it. Connemare down the left touchline. He's got Walkling on his inside. He puts it on the foot. Not sure if that was the right option. There's still something on here, though. He tries to keep it in. Instead, Riley finds it. He goes into touch. Oh, that was
a pass, Jimmy.
All he did had to pass. Ivan Walkling would have been in under the sticks.
Ivan will not be happy.
No, he's a fiery little halfback, and you being a former halfback as well, mate. When those tries are on the offing, you don't want to waste them. And that was one for all money there. Economy, I tried to chip ahead when all he needed was to slip the little ball on the inside, and Walkling would have been in. But pressure line out here, they has to hit the target. Young Hipwell, he's been a bit hit and miss with his line out throwing. They're certainly stacked at the front. Hawks will be throwing someone up there.
Should attack it, shouldn't they?
Well, they nicely positioned to the middle of that one. I think it was John O'Reynolds took it. They just edged this forward, trying to get a bit of momentum. But Jared Logan has a whistle.
I'm not sure the Hawks actually committed there, and then eventually they've called it an obstruction, if that makes sense. So they've created a maul, but nothing was offered from the Hawks. We'll have to wait for the replay, I suppose. But, that's what I think he's called.
Yeah, he's certainly called his Hamilton feed, so you would think it would have to be an obstruction. No other real. Didn't see a little knock on in there or anything else untoward. Great opportunity though for the Hawks now, 10 metres out. A big open side to work with. They certainly got the numbers stacked here as we see the line out. Nice throw to the middle.
You can see that we just...
there's no... They didn't even form.
Maybe a little unlucky there, the Waratah.
Very unlucky there. Yeah. Very unlucky, but again...
Dean Woods might have committed, I think.
You make your own luck, I guess, to a degree. And this is certainly a great opportunity here for the Hawks. They got their both centres sort of in a little pocket here. Certainly a play on economy as over from the left touch line as well. Keelan plays in motion. Walkling takes it himself though. Nearly got isolated. Economy now finds some space. He's about a metre out there. Curl him up nice and high. Will he get the ball down to ground? This could be a try.
Could be on. Not sure he's got that.
He looks to some advice from his touch judge, and yes.
Jeez, good strength, wasn't it?
Waratahs would be very disappointed with that one.
Very
he let a winger come in with not really much momentum, and he just swiveled his way over, basically.
Yeah, you thought Adrian Curry had him for all money then, didn't you? And he just seemed to find his way through, just slide his way through, and showed good strength. I mean, you look at a guy like Artie, and he certainly takes great pride in his body, so he obviously does
see the William here replay here. Walkling, he had all his numbers out left. He took the odds himself. He was sort of swiveled to ground. Economy, not much on. He brushed off a couple of forwards. They've come. Looks like they've still got him held up, but he swivels his way. And as you see there, just magnificent work by him in the end. Great strength to get that ball to ground.
And it's clearly on the ground there, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, he's nothing but him and the ball and turf.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's another interesting one. They've got so much depth in their outside backs, the Hamilton Hawks. I think he's a combined services or certainly in the Air Force, isn't he? He's played some representative rugby there.
Yeah, that's correct. I think him and Aidan Quast, who was a former player at the Hawks and Lake Macquarie, Newcastle player as well. They both played for the Australian Army's team this year.
And that one, easy conversion as you like for Jason Keelan. Won't get much easier than that. Now the Hawks take control of this game. 72 minutes gone. They now move 13 points clear, leading 42 to 29. The Waratahs need to find something here. 8 minutes left. You would think, obviously, they need to be the next to score to be any hope of pulling off an upset here.
Now, Jimmy, I don't want to predict anything, but look at the score. If Waratah score another try here, 42-36 could be on. I'd like to see them not, but...
Well, I like to see, because I don't get many things right. It'll be a rarity, that's for sure. Adrian Curry looks for the restart. Bounces the ball a couple of times, waiting for his forwards to get with him. He goes to the left. High into the sun there. Jake Randall takes it well. Back to Keelan. He only wants one way, and that's out of there. Although not his best kick, only finds about 20 metres. Good opportunity here for the Tars to mount an attack. Certainly, he wouldn't be happy with that, Jason Keelan.
It looked like
he's only got a super boot, hasn't he?
He does. He's got a bazooka, not a pistol. Looked like he shinned it, and it might just give Waratah a sniff here. With close on 7 minutes to go. It's still time. That's the reality.
They go long at the line out, but the Hawks have won that one again. Still a bit scrappy at the back, but they tidy it up. Stevie Sione takes it forward. Ivan Walkling not in there. I think it's Backer. Slips into halfback, or Dean Woods it was. Here's big Willie So. First time he gets his hand on the ball, he makes a couple of metres. Again, they go to the left. Dean Woods, not much of him, but he gets through a power of work. Ball back for Walkling. To Keelan. Looks to run it, instead goes to the right. Smith, that step off the inside straight away, beats one defender. Finally goes to ground. Turnover here. Chase Hicks got his hands on the ball. Not much on, but he can make something of it. He swivels back on the inside. Ball goes to ground though, unfortunately, just on the half volley. Again, he's Now, he's an excitement machine, isn't he? Whenever the ball gets in his hand, something happens.
He's electric, isn't he? And, given enough opportunities, he's going to score points. There's no doubt about it. Good on his feet too, like a lot of fast guys, they don't often have that footwork to go with it, but he seems to have the package, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks to be incredibly well balanced.
Definitely, yeah.
Just an interesting couple of must be a Hawks Old Boys Day nearly today. We've seen Steve Sione go back, and we go to the William Hill replay here. It was Smith, steps off his left, beats one, goes to ground, little turnover there. Hicksy has a look, he's got some space, he gets past the outside man, swivels back on the inside, looked to find his support, Alex Robertson, but the ball just touched his fingers, a little knock on.
He's let down by support then, wasn't he?
Big scrum this week. We mentioned it's Ladies' Day. It was more like old boys. Steve Sione we see out there playing, who's spent most of the season at the Canberra Royals, and now Ben Harris, who has been playing for North Sydney and Sydney, warming up on the touchline. So, calling on all resources today, Scott Coleman.
I think that
Waratahs have got the ball here, opportunity to hit back. Not much on the cutout. Oh, Bainavalo nearly plucked it out of the air, but they're playing on here. No, he pulls it back for a knock on.
Ladies' Day might have drawn a couple of the boys back. Would have been nice to see Sorelli open up there with a bit of space, wouldn't it? Maybe Chase could have come across and gotten him.
I'd like to see a foot race between him and Chase Hicks. That would be an interesting little tale.
That'd be worth the price of admission. Here's the replay, and you just see Sorelli just anticipating it, and you tend to think that if he'd gotten that, maybe Riley, maybe Chase Hicks might have been there with him. Would have been interesting. And here comes Harris, actually. Harris is coming onto the field, and he's going to replace Bainavalo, who's had a big afternoon, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly... you give him half a yard and he'll take it, doesn't he? He's certainly one of the... I guess the most... he's so light on his feet.
Yeah.
It looks like he's floating across the ground, not necessarily... You see some runners that are all action, aren't they?
Yeah.
They pump their arms and legs. He seems to glide across the ground and just chews the metres up, and he just burns past players.
Easy for him.
Waratah now on the 22, attacking scrum. Riley's gone into a pocket behind. Oh, looks like we have a tight head here. Goes out the other side, but no, he's ruled play on. Good scrum from the Hawks. They've got numbers on the left. Keelan has the size up the options. No one at home, so he puts it on the boot. Oh, Economou just called offside by the touchy. Otherwise, he was into space. Robson, Reece McEwen it is indeed, puts the ball high. Walkling. Steve Sione, a chance to wind up. He does a little step, comes through, beats the first tackle. Good tackle in the end, though, by Ronnie Lee around the ankles. Walkling looking for his runners. Ooh, a little bit of communication there. I think it's Dawes. Good strength again by Ronnie Lee. He's been strong.
All the way.
This time, Big Willie So gets those legs pumping. Met by Noah Tafeo and sat back on his bottom. You don't see that very often. He got under him. Lautai comes in for a bit of work. Again, heavy tracking there. This time it was Frank Roberts that wrestled him to ground. Willie So again just drives it up nice and close on the left. Walking, looking for some runners. Instead, he puts a little box kick in. Ford and Riley over there. Riley has his head up. He's kicked most of the time. This time he decides to run. He gets outside Backarich in a little bit of a hole. He's got men on his outside. He puts the foot up. The ball. Here comes Hicks. Hicks is out to post Randall. Hicks is through. Try. Great try. Chase Hicks. Take a bow, young fellow. It wasn't on. I thought Riley may have taken the wrong option there. He was in a hole instead. He looked up and thought, I've got Chase Hicks on the outside. He's going to be too quick for these guys. He boot the ball and it was a perfect kick that bounced up ideally for Hicks, and he motored through and timed his dive to perfection and over in the corner.
Again, just Chase Hicks just wanted it, didn't he? And it was really clever play from Riley. He's mixed up his game pretty well.
Look at the William Hill replay here. Just talk us through this one, Paulie. There, and he slices it, gets outside Backarich.
Yeah, and right about now he's going, I can't hit him with a pass. Well, I'll use his pace anyway, and he's just used his legs, and Ivan Walkling's quick, but not that quick.
Absolutely flying. Didn't he come in on the inside of him there? We see it again. Just bounces up perfectly. Looked like it was going to roll end over the touchline, but Walkling just can't quite get there. And Chase Hicks, all the endeavour, all the speed, great try.
And it just comes from Riley mixing his game up well, doesn't it? He's kicked, as you said, and then he decides to take on the prop Backarich, and again, you run on the cricket pitch, you're a chance of always making little breaks, aren't you?
Hopefully he kicks this and it becomes 42-36.
I didn't want to say anything.
She said she left it.
And there we go, 42-36. Blow the whistle. We've had enough.
Waratahs 36, Hamilton.
Might be time for you to go and get a lottery ticket, Jimmy, I think.
Oh, exciting finish now.
What a game, yeah. This isn't over. You know, you can see straight away that they get the ball to any of their back three, any of the blokes in this Waratah team, they're a chance of scoring. So, and the Hawks are exactly the same.
42-36, approaching the last minute of regulation. There might be a little bit of injury time. Down to the wire. Frank Roberts beats one or two. Needs some support. They've got a spring in their step now, the Tars. Curry. They've got men down here. Plenty of coverage though here. Steve Sione looks like he'll eat this one, as he does. A little show and go. Gets outside his man, arm free to Nagy. He trucks it forward to the halfway line.
Probably kicking to the corner here, I reckon, Keelan, maybe. He gets his hands on the ball.
Woods finds Keelan, man outside him, Jake Randall. Taken down just near the halfway line. They come back to the left. This time it's Backerich, tucks his head through the line, nearly got through there. Dyson, the replacement prop at halfback, finds Nagy. He just goes forward, met up high. Good tackle there from John O'Reynolds and Tafeo.
Just need to wind this clock down, don't they, the Hawks? A bit of patience.
Oh, a little obstruction. He went behind his man, but he got away with it. Keelan just puts the boot, foot to boot, grubbers towards the corner. Chance for Riley to counter-attack.
There was no chase.
He's looking to link. He gets outside his man. He's got some numbers now, coming towards the quarter line. Chips ahead.
Trouble.
McEwen's first one to it. He's got Riley on the outside. Can't get a hand free. It's still on here. They need to clean out, but the Hawks get there in numbers. It's a battle at the breakdown. Oh, a little knock on there. May have missed that, Jared Logan. Phil Paints his play on. Waratah have the ball. They've got numbers on the left. The big couple of front rowers out there, though. They go that way. It's Johnny Tafeo to Noah Tafeo. He's got to get to Chase Hicks. He wants the ball, screaming for it. Only has to find him. He finds McEwen. Hicks now comes back on the inside. They get there in coverage. They're trying to hold him up here. A bit late getting there in time to clean up with the ball. Looks like it's coming back. This is Roberts. He's had a big game. Reynolds now just edging it forward. They need to get organised here, the Tars. They need the backs. They need Riley with his hands on the ball. DeFeo finds Robson. Cuts back in off his right foot. Beats one. They get there and clean out just in time.
Hawks line's defensive line set, so they'll back themselves here to hold them out.
Backerich shoot up there, got his hand, wrestles forward to the ground. Got a turnover, has he? Looks like Sione's got the ball in his hands. They've got numbers to the left here, the Hawks, if they want to counter. I think they'll take probably the sensible option, though. Play for a bit of territory. What have we found? A little knock on. Hamilton ball.
Yeah, you're right, they probably would have wanted to go away from the scrum there and get the ball out, wouldn't they?
Definitely in injury time now. Interesting to see what the Hawks do here. Will they play the safety option, kick it out, and start thinking about next week? And of course, so having next week off as the minor premiers, they'll get the week off and have a chance to watch Wanderers and Waratah hopefully beat the bejesus out of each other and out.
It's one of the reasons why you enjoy it coming first.
We see the William Hill replay here.
And you just see Sione just working hard and tight like he always does. Good body height, good body position. It's just strange here, you know, like maybe a bit of an incorrect entry there that just, you know, mixed things up, but really playing under advantage, I suppose, is prepared to let it go, wouldn't he? Yeah.
I suggest Scott Coleman would love to have Steve Sione in his hip pocket for the major semi-final and the other finals to come, and Ben Harris for that matter.
That's true, yeah.
Although we haven't seen much of Ben Harris since he's come on. He hasn't really had an opportunity in his hands on the ball too much.
No, it's been Waratah for the last couple of minutes, and, you know, this is still shaky territory, isn't it? Solid scrum.
Steve Sione takes it off the back. They go to the right. Benny Harris knocks that deep to Tim Riley. Chance for him to counter-attack. Harris leads the chase. He's got two other Hawks teammates with him. Not many options there for Riley, but they put it back down the other end. Nagy, the big second rower, gobbles that up, winds up. Can't beat the tackle of Brendan Jackson, though. They get there in time, the Hawks recycling possession here. Oh, and yeah, Ivan Walkling, that'll be it. That'll be the game. Takes the odds. The captain's had enough. Finds the touch. Good win in the end of the Hawks. In danger early, but their class in the end came through. Hawks in the final for the great NHRU Premiership finished minor premiers. They finished in style with a 42-36 win. The magical number.
I cannot believe it.
Thanks for your time, Paulie today. Great input.
Thank you very much for having me.
In a moment, when we come back with our Huss Hound pork knuckle winner, your vote will be?
I think you've probably got to go with Chase Hicks, even though he's in the losing team.
That'll do me. I'll go and we'll be back with you in one moment. Here with Chase Hicks, our Dust Hound pork knuckle man of the match. Superb effort today, mate. You found a bit of space. Mate.
Yeah, try to, make something out of nothing. Try get back on top of my game.
Mate, down in troops today, but you must be proud with that effort, and certainly some good signs heading in.
Yeah, well, it's coming off like bad ankle, just trying to get back in form. Just try to score a few tries.
Mate, how have you found this first year in first grade, mate? You've the emerging Wildfires coming up, and of course the Newcastle Barbarians. Some opportunity there for you, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully that all goes well. See what happens. Yeah.
Mate, congratulations on the superb effort today, and we look forward. That about wraps it up here for Bar TV. Of course, don't forget to be back with us next week for the elimination semi-final and the qualifying semi-final. But for now, that's all. Thank you.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.